Hi everyone, welcome to another Peterb-imt Idle Miner Tycoon roundup. And this time, instead of my chrono ticket, I'm going to be walking you through a run on Everdeep level 120. It's going to involve 2 stockpiling runs and then an income run. So I'm just starting off my stockpiling run now. I've got Celestia active, which means I'm using the warehouse rate as the base for a wreck rather than using him in a mine shaft leveled up. I've also got 10 super managers active to boost the epic watering can, which I've got equipped on Celestia, so her active effect is even greater. And I've got the core equipped on a wreck, as well as having Urka active, who's boosting Celestia, and then I've also got Die placed with Sam and Sporwick active to boost Celestia even further. Now, a key thing to mention is that I'm still running version 5.59 of the game. So there's been a couple of updates to Celestia, which I'm still on the original version, which has got a more powerful boost to a wreck than on subsequent updates. I believe from testing from other players that there's somewhere between 90 to 98% reduction in the boost to a wreck from Celestia in these following updates. So until I've beaten this Everdeep mine, I'm not going to update. I know that the updates were necessary because the first version of Celestia was causing a game-breaking bug for some players involving Asterion. But it's still a shame that they haven't managed to come up with a totally comprehensive solution. So you'll see I've just replaced Urka with Damien at the end of Urka's run, so that I get a little bit more mine income factor boost from Damien. Then made the handoff from Arek to Utux, and then the handoff from Utux to Rose. And if you notice, I've got the bunny ears placed on Rose, which gives a little bit extra boost to her multiplier. Now I'm doing my second stockpiling run. This is a second video after waiting half an hour for cooldowns. And I've got exactly the same setup again, so I shall get a similar amount in the crate. And I'm doing the double Utux method, so I do a stockpile run in Mineshaft 2, then wait 30 minutes for cooldown, and then use Utux again after Eternity moves the stockpile to MS1 to do the Utux to Rose handoff. So that's a massive extra multiplication compared to doing Eternity into late Abio or something like that. While we're here, we're talking about Tesseract. I hope everyone's been managing to make some good progress. Lots of great rewards to be gotten from Tesseract. It's really nice that they increased the rewards in a few places. An extra giant pouch available, for example. So really worth to push Tesseract as much as you can while it's running. Obviously there's Everdeep still running, so it's hard sometimes, I think, for early and mid-game players, because you got so much going on. That's such a good thing. I think it's brilliant that the game's got so much going on compared to a few years ago when it was quite limited. Obviously we've got Frontier Mine coming up once Tesseract's finished, so people will be straight onto that, getting more good rewards. And it's also worth to mention that we're expecting a new manager to be released, Paige Cogsmith, so some kind of relation to Finn. We could see from the game's season pass pictures that Paige was going to be released, and there was a teaser by one of the community managers, Maya, on the Discord channel around her being a mineshaft manager, most likely an epic one. So if you've got any questions about her when she's released, then best to head over to the Discord. There'll be lots of people talking about her best ways to use her. Most likely there'll be a video over the next week or so from Seuss. So really worth checking out the Discord if you can, even if you just want to pop in and have a look. Okay, so now I've finished the second stockpiling run, just making the handoffs there from Orek to Utux to Rose. I tend to be quite careful when I'm doing them, double check that things are going right. I can track the multiplication as it happens, making sure I haven't made any mistakes. I do feel like it's worth just taking it steady rather than rushing. There's nothing worse than missing handoffs and all your time's gone to waste and you've got to wait for another cooldown. So now I've fast forwarded another 30 minutes, making the transfer from MS2 to MS1 using Eternity, and the Tux is there ready to catch. So once I've confirmed that she's taken the load from MS1, I can end her and then just replace her ready for the next use. Utux then making the handoff to Rose, just making sure I remove the bunny ears because I want to use them later for Ivor and then also for Axiom. So now I'm going to use Meridia to copy what's in Mineshaft 1 up to the top of the elevator so I can use it for Belle and Drethos later. But as you'll see, I'm also going to use Ivor to move the contents of MS1 into Chance, and then I'll use with Harumi. So my income run really is in two parts, using Chance and Harumi, but then also using Belle and Drethos. So it's important to do things in the right order here. You don't want to use Ivor before Meridia, otherwise Meridia would have nothing to work with. So while Meridia is doing her run, I'll just talk about the best way I think to report any bugs or problems that you've got with Miner Tycoon. Obviously there's the in-game help, sending emails to the generic support team, but I'd really recommend joining the Discord to be able to post an official bug report. That we've got 3 community managers who work for Calibri who will be checking that every day. Chance to spell out exactly what's happening, and it's also a really good place to discuss with other players if they're having the same problem. Sometimes there's easy fixes that you don't have to wait days or weeks for the support people to reply. Sometimes someone can just jump in and help you. Other times it is going to need a community manager to do something to your account to fix it, but I would recommend joining the Discord as the fastest way to get help with your account. So now Meridia's coming to nearly the end of her run. I'm going to activate some boosts, getting ready. I'm also going to activate the managers that send resources to the top of the elevator, which will increase Chance's multiplier slightly, so that when I make a handoff from Meridian to Chance, just to get her final load a little bit more useful, chances multiplier will have been boosted a little bit by those managers sending resources to the elevator. Once chances multiplier gets high enough, I'll activate either, and then once he hits the max multiplier, I'll remove either. And again, I'm making sure that every stage I do, I'm doing it right. It's easy to rush, then activate something in the wrong order, and then you've wasted the whole income run. Maybe lost an hour's worth of stockpiling or something like that. So really worth taking your time, making sure that your managers are being activated in the right order, and you're not making any mistakes. You can track it from, you can see it by chances egg. I've got the multiplier there, 565 DG. Then I'm going to activate Harumi in a minute. What I'm doing, the reason I'm waiting is just to allow either to cool down so I can use the bunny ears on Axiom as well, which just gets that extra bit of multiplier. Really, when you're struggling, you want to be able to get every little optimization as possible. So now I've activated Harumi just to make sure I don't accidentally forget to do that when I activate Axiom in the elevator. I have done that in the past, speaking from experience here. So now the Axiom's got the bunny ears equipped, I can swap him in. You can see the amounts moved up to the top of Harumi's tree, 565 DG. And then remove her, start Belle as Axiom is active. So that amount has then become cash, which you can see at the top. Belle's adding a little bit, the bulk of my income's coming from Chance and Harumi. And it really is just a slow grind at this stage of the mine, certainly for myself. I know everyone finds with Everdeep, well, most people anyway, finds that they hit a wall at some point, whether that's kind of mine 60, mine 80, 90, 100, 110. Seem to be particular bottlenecks, often due to the combination of elements, as well as the increasing cost curve. It's worth mentioning that if you can manage to get past a bottleneck, you'll often find the following few mines a bit easier. So I'd always say it's worth progressing through a difficult mine if you can, even if it takes a few days. The rewards from the subsequent few mines will make it worth it. And then you've also got, after Belle, I'm running Drethos, just for a little bit of extra income. Again, at this stage, I just think every little helps. If I didn't use Drethos and just stayed with Belle, it might mean I have to do another run or two in the end, so I might as well get every possible source of income while I can. Then it's simply a matter of replacing managers ready for the next run, using an executive cost reduction manager to get me a few levels, 6 levels here, and then repeat. Happy mining, everyone!